I feel like my biggest strengths are effort defensively, just playing hard every possession. I feel like my ball handling is going to be one of my biggest strengths. I feel like things that I need to work on, my shooting consistency could get a little bit better, but I feel like that's going to be a lot. It's going to be higher than last year easily, for sure. I feel like I'm going to be able to show that a lot more. Yeah, just the energy that I play with, talking more on the court, being a leader in that aspect as well. I feel like that's another strength that I'm going to have.
And there's a lot of hype kind of about this year's team. How do you guys kind of approach that? Do you buy into it, or do you kind of tune all the media out and just be you guys?
Now, with the hype, we embrace it. I mean, we have big goals of trying to win a national championship, so there's going to be hype with that. We're going to embrace it, and we're going to try and live up to it. That's the goal.
Coach Pope talks about how competitive you guys are as a group. You being here and practice every day, just tell us what that looks like.
Oh, I'm the main one. I'm yelling, I'm jumping, I'm running around, flexing. I'm having a great time. Everybody's competing. I'm adding fuel to the fire. Everybody here wants to win. And I feel like you can definitely see it in the practices. Everybody's giving 100% every possession, and we love to see it. Everybody here is definitely super competitive.
This is maybe not a basketball competition question, but Coach Pope keeps talking about these chess games that he's playing against you, and that you keep kicking his butt in these games. So I guess first, can you kind of explain when you started to first learn how to play chess and adapt that to your life? And secondly, explain the games against Pope where you seem to be winning a whole lot of the time.
Well, my dad taught me how to play when I was 8, and I played against him. Iron sharp as iron. He used to beat me all the time until the pandemic, when I learned a lot more through online chess. I got super into it. I had a huge chess phase. I was playing all day, every day over the pandemic, and I got a lot better that way. And I feel like recently, I got Coach Pope's number. I feel like I'm figure out how he thinks a little bit more. I'm getting to know him a little better, so I feel like that's been helping.
Did you know that he played chess? Was this something he shared with you in the recruiting process in the portal, or just how did this come to be?
I feel like it came up on a Zoom call, so we had plans to do it for a while, and I don't like to lose.
And I know I know chess is kind of a separate thing, but are there ways that you feel like your cerebral ability from chess or your decision making that kind of translates to the basketball court, or is there any kind of carryover between the two things?
For sure, you got to be able to see how different positions unfold, and how the court opens up. How you got to be able to react to different situations and see kind of how the court opens up, and be able to see things as they're happening. Because if you're a move too late, you don't have the advantage anymore. So I feel like those things kind of translate over.
What have the vets told you about Big Blue Madness? And do you have any tricks up your sleeve for that one?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little lost on Big Blue Madness still. I feel like I heard Lamont did a rap performance last year. I remember hearing about that. I know it's a high energy event. I've never been a huge performative guy, so we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see how it goes.
I know, on the medical side of things, that was such an important part of your decision about getting back on the floor. How has that kind of matched the expectation, the hype of just how hard they've worked with you to get you back on the floor?
I mean, they've been working super hard with me every day. I feel like things have been going really well. I feel like I've been embracing it fully, giving all that I have and working as hard as I can every day. So I feel like things have been going super well in that aspect.
I guess just in terms of the expectation of fans wanting you to be back out, how hard is it to not buy into some of that and kind of get excited with them about you coming back sooner rather than later?
Right. It's just, I really trust the people around me. I feel like that's what's been a big part of helping me get adapted and stay patient throughout this process, trusting that the people around me have my best interest in mind, and knowing that they're not going to put me out there before I'm ready. So I'm super eager to play. I'm a super competitive person. That's how I was raised. That's how I've always been. But I trust the people around me to a super high level, and I feel like I'm going to be, once it's time to get back, it's going to be full throttle, 100%.
How is watching the game as a kind of from the sideline changed? You're not used to being on the sideline while you're injured. Are you processing things differently? Are you seeing the game from a different lens now?
For sure. I've been trying to think the game at a higher level, understand the way that we play and the things that I'll be able to do in this offense, and just kind of get to know my teammates better, get to support my teammates at a higher level, be kind of in the moment more. I've been trying to do that as well. Just support my teammates while I am on the sidelines and be there for them, be a voice still from the sideline, from the bench.
Have you kind of fantasized of the day that you get the first roar, you check in for the first time? Does that kind of moment play in your head?
Oh yeah, I already got, I'm not gonna say too much because I get a little delusional with. I have high expectations for myself. It's gonna be fun when I get back. I look forward to it a lot. It's it's going to be great.
How crazy is the full circle for all of this for you, where your journey starts at Kentucky? You take the visit. I remember when you're out on mid-floor, waving to the crowd for the first time. You have a detour and then come back. How crazy is it to be finally sitting in this chair?
I mean, it's super exciting. I actually am going to be very soon able to play in front of the crowd instead of just waving and showing my face. So it's going to be, I'm very excited. I feel like I look forward to it a lot.
When Pope kind of first started the recruiting process of saying, hey, here's how we'd use you, here's how our system, is and how we see you fitting into it, just how has that looked and what is that vision for you when you do get to suit back up?
For sure. I mean, I've always viewed myself as a very versatile player, and I feel like his offense is super high placed, and I feel like if they get to be versatile and show all the skills that they have, if you're able to do everything, he'll let you do everything. So I feel like that's going to be a good fit for me, and I feel like I'm going to be able to show off a lot more of what I can do and show myself at the highest level.
Thank you. As a student, I see you dribbling across campus all the time. Has that been an emphasis to really work on that handle during rehab and stuff?
I mean, I've kind of carried basketball with me my whole life. I mean, basketball is a lifestyle. I'm super competitive in everything I do, and I want to be the best player I can be. I'm not going to hide it. I don't got nothing to hide. I'm not too cool to walk around with a basketball and work on my handle on the way to school. Make sure that I'm ready to go when it's time to be ready to go. So I love the game. It means a lot to me. I have big goals, and that's just one way I kind of keep it sharp.
Has there been a specific person or thing that's helped you during rehab, like maybe a game you play or a person that's always encouraging you when maybe your mental health isn't the best?
I mean, for sure, my mom calls me every day just to make sure that I'm doing well. My dad, is always kind of around making sure everything's going smoothly. I've been around Brendan Wells a lot. Again, he's been helping me throughout this whole rehab process, giving positive energy, giving positive vibes. I've been trying to stay in church more, just keep that, relationship with God. I feel like that's been helping me kind of look on the positive side. So I feel like I've had a super positive rehab process. I never got too low just because my support system has been great throughout the whole thing.
How has your ball handling, the shooting, and the things that you can just do standing off to the side improved in this time off?
I mean, I feel like I'm just getting it tighter, making sure that I'm ready to go always. I feel like that's been a big part of it. I feel like my shot consistency has been getting a lot more, consistent and been the same every way. I feel like I've been getting a lot better with that, doing a lot of free throws, form shots, things like that, while I haven't been able to do as much athletically. So I feel like I've been improving a lot.
I know draft is for another conversation for another day, but it feels like, you posted things on social media. You have embraced the idea of like, hey, I want to prove that I can be the number one pick. How much does that kind of play when the day comes that you play like, hey, I want to go prove that I'm better than, some of the other guys that you guys are hyping up?
That's been a big part of helping me get through my rehab, giving 100% every day. I have big goals. I hold myself to a high standard. And that number one draft pick thing, I'm not going to drop it. That's something that I want badly. I want to be the best player that I can be, and I want to help us win at the highest level. And I feel like that's an easy way to kind of set that goal and keep those expectations high and keep me working hard as possible.
What was it like having Karl Anthony Townsend, who has been a number one pick at Kentucky, to kind of like, hey, if you want to do this, here's the path?
For sure, he was super cool. He was talking, giving advice, making sure that we knew what it takes, talking about his experience when he was here. So that was a super cool experience for sure.